Hello and welcome to Arnie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. A Race into Darkness. It was a crisp autumn morning, the kind where the air bit at your lungs and the sun hung low, teasing warmth it wouldn't deliver. The annual city marathon was about to begin, and the streets pulsed with anticipation. Runners stretched and paced, seasoned athletes with steely resolve. Amateurs with jittery excitement all gathered at the starting line. Among them was Alex Thompson, a local legend whose marathon victories were the stuff of barren boasts. His lean frame and steady gaze marked him as a front-runner. No one imagined that today he'd vanish into thin air. The starting gun shattered the stillness, and the pack surged forward, a tidal wave of motion flooding the city's arteries. Alex took an early lead, his strides fluid and relentless, a machine calibrated for endurance. The miles ticked by 5, 10, 15 until the course veered into a secluded park at the 20-mile mark. Here, the urban clamor faded, replaced by the rustle of leaves and the groan of ancient trees. It was a lonely stretch, shadowed and still. And it was here that Alex disappeared. Volunteers at the next checkpoint were the first to notice. Alex hadn't passed through. Whispers turned to panic, and race officials dispatched a search party. What they found chilled them to the bone. One of Alex's custom running shoes, its white fabric now a canvas of fresh blood, lay abandoned beside the trail. No footprints, no signs of a struggle, just the shoe, a silent witness to something unspeakable. Enter Holly Arnold, a 28-year-old detective with a mind like a blade and eyes that miss nothing. She arrived at the scene within the hour, her coat flapping in the wind as she surveyed the park. The bloody shoe was already bagged, its crimson stain glaring under the evidence lights. She grilled the volunteers, the trailing runners, the officials. No one saw anything. The park had swallowed Alex's soul. Holly knelt where the shoe had been found, her gloved hand tracing the air above the undisturbed earth. No scuffs, no drag marks, just a void where chaos should have reigned. The blood was Alex's, lab results later confirmed, but it was too little for a fatal wound. Too much for a simple accident. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Shadows in the woods. Determined to unravel the mystery, Holly swapped her boots for running shoes and retraced the marathon route. The city blurred past, but her focus sharpened as she entered the park. The trees loomed like sentinels, their gnarled branches clawing at a sky turning grey with gathering clouds. A storm was brewing, and with it an unshakable dread. She slowed near the spot where the shoe was found, her breath visible in the cooling air. That's when she saw a faint trail of blood drops, glistening like rubies against the fallen leaves, leading off the path into the undergrowth. Her pulse quickened. She followed, thorns nagging at her legs, branches snapping underfoot. The trail wound deeper, the blood spots growing larger, more erratic, until it ended in a small clearing. The ground here was churned, as if a fight had erupted, but Alex was gone. In his place, a single object glinted in the dirt, a small, tarnished key. Holly pocketed it, her mind racing. A key to what? A locker? A car? A secret? She scanned the clearing, ears straining against the silence. A twig snapped behind her. She whirled, hand on her holster, but it was only a deer, its eyes glowing in the dusk before it bolted. Still, the hairs on her neck stood on end. She wasn't alone out here, she could feel it. Back at the precinct, Holly dug into Alex's life. He was a marathon star, beloved and unblemished. No enemies, no debts. But perfection was a mask, and she intended to rip it off. His training logs revealed an obsession: late-night runs, punishing distances, cryptic notes about the last race. She visited his apartment, a sterile box too tidy to be natural. A locked drawer yielded a stash of letters from Elle, each one pleading, asterisk, don't do it, Alex, it's not worth you a life, the asterisk, who was Elle, and what was Alex risking? A trail of secrets. The letters led her to Lena, Alex's ex-girlfriend, in a sleepy town 2 hours away. Lena was a faded echo of a runner, her legs scarred from a career-ending injury. Her voice trembled as she spoke. Alex was different this year, driven, but scared. He thought someone was watching him, following him on his runs. I thought he was paranoid. She trailed off, tears spilling over. Holly pressed her. Did he mention a key or anyone threatening him? No. But he kept a burner phone, said it was for emergencies. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. Back in the city. They connected to another untraceable number active in the weeks before the marathon. Someone had Alex on a leash, but who? She returned to the park that night, flashlight in hand, the key burning a hole in her pocket. The darkness was suffocating, the trees whispering secrets in the wind. She retraced the blood trail to the clearing, a light catching another anomaly, a hidden path, overgrown and nearly invisible, snaking deeper into the woods. She followed it, the air growing colder, damper. The path ended at an abandoned cabin, its windows black voids, its door hanging ajar. Inside, the stench of mildew hit her. Dust coated everything except a chair in the corner, where ropes lay coiled on the floor, freshly cut. Someone had been here. Alex. Or his captor. A metallic clatter echoed outside. Holly froze, extinguishing her light. Footsteps crunched closer, slower, deliberate. She pressed against the wall, peering through a crack in the boards. A figure moved in the shadows, tall and cloaked, pausing as if sensing her. Her gun trembled in her hand. Then a phone rang sharp, jarring. The figure answered, voice muffled, before retreating into the night. Holly exhaled, heart pounding. She'd been seconds from discovery. The web tightens. A key match to locker Alex's gym. Inside, Holly found a duffel bag, clothes, a fake ID, a plane ticket to Brazil dated the day after the marathon, and a USB drive. The drive held encrypted files, but a tech expert cracked them open. Audio recordings of Alex, voice strained, arguing with a man about deliveries and audits. The other voice was cold, authoritative, promising consequences if Alex backed out. Holly's gut twisted. Alex was in deep blackmail, maybe, or worse. She checked his financials, large deposits from a shell company, followed by withdrawals to an unknown account. Following the money led to Victor Crane, a businessman with a smile like a shark and whispers of mob ties. She met him in his high-rise office, security cameras tracking her every move. I don't know any Alex Thompson, Crane said. Why would I care about a runner? Because someone paid him a fortune, then bled him in a park. Sound familiar? Crane's eyes flickered a crack in his armor. You're chasing ghosts, detective. Be careful you don't join them, she laughed. A tiny audio bug now nestled under his desk. That night she listened. The runner's loose. Find him. And silence the detective. She's digging too deep. Her stomach dropped. She was a target now. The storm breaks. Holly returned to the park at midnight, rain lashing the trees, thunder rumbling like a warning. She followed the hidden path again, soaked and shivering, until she reached the cabin. This time she wasn't alone. Alex Thompson slumped in the corner, bound, gagged, alive but barely. Bruises marred his face, blood crusted his shirt. His eyes lit with hope as she cut him free. We're leaving now. Crane's men are coming. Alex stumbled upright. I didn't want this. Crane forced me. Drug drops during my runs. I tried to run away, fake it all, but they caught me. A car roared up the path, disgorging 2 armed men. Holly and Alex bolted, rain blinding them, bullets tearing through the night. They ducked behind a fallen log, the crack of gunfire deafening. Holly returned fire, her shots wild but enough to slow the pursuit. Sirens wailed to back up finally, but the danger wasn't over. One thug lunged from the shadows, knife gleaming. Holly dodged, slamming her gun into his temple. He crumpled, but the second man tackled her, pinning her in the mud. Alex, weak but desperate, grabbed a branch and cracked over the man's skull. He fell, and they ran, collapsing as police lights flooded the scene. The finish line of deception. Alex spilled everything. Crane had used him as a courier, threateningly if he refused. The bloody she was a ruse, his own blood, staged to fake his death, but Crane's men turned it real, hunting him down. Holly's bug nailed Crane, his empire unraveling, his arrests followed. Dawn broke over the city, rain fading to mist. Holly stood at the marathon's finish line, not just a sodden ribbon in the wind. Alex was safe, Crane was finished, but the case left scars. She chased a Gersten found a war. For Holly Arnold, the race was over, but the shadows lingered, promising more mysteries to come. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had a great day.